Now, the 113th staging of the ISSA GRACEKENNEDY Boys and Girls Athletics Championships is now just over 12 hours away. So what is the level of readiness of organisers for the highly anticipated 5-day championships? Jerome Foster is at the National Stadium to give us an idea of the state of affairs. Jerome?
Yeah, thank you so very much, Jordan, and good evening to our listeners. You're joining us here at the National Stadium, where it's preparation time for the 113th staging of the ISSA GRACEKENNEDY Boys and Girls Athletics Championships. Earlier we were here today, we saw a couple of the athletes going through their warm-up paces and their exercises before the start of the championships. We also saw a couple of the people who are responsible for the preparation phase, where you saw the hurdles being set up and so on, and the sponsors getting their logos organized. Well, it's the 25th anniversary of Boys and Girls Champs being merged. In 1999, San Diego won that for the girls, and Jamaica College, they won the boys section. 2023, Kingston College, they were the winners for the boys section, and Hydel High, they were the girls champions for the very first time. But enough of me. Here to tell us some more about the 113th staging of the competition is the ISSA president, Mr. Keith Wellington. Mr. Wellington, we are on the eve now of the championship. What is the state of readiness now for the championship from the ISSA standpoint?
Well, good evening, everyone. As is customary, we are very close to where we would want to be. It's a 5-day championship, so we will have to continue to work throughout the 5 days to ensure that everything is in place. But I'm very happy with where we are. Chairman Richard Thompson has done a really good job in getting us to this stage. We have had some challenges over the last 2 weeks, and I think he has really acquitted himself well in terms of getting us to the point where we are at now, and I think all systems go for tomorrow.
A couple of changes have been made, a couple of tweaks to the schedule, where I see straight finals and some of the events moving from prelims to semis and final. Can you just give us an understanding as to why that was done?
All right, so for champs for the last 3 years, what we have been doing is to have a set number, upper limit as to the number of athletes who can participate in each event. I think for the sprints it's 64, for the middle distances it's 48, and for the throws and other field events it's 24. For some events we do not have that maximum number of athletes entered, and where it is possible we have therefore moved the preliminary round straight to a semi-final round. Okay,
security is also of concern for ISSA generally with these large events. Earlier in the ISSA calendar we saw something happening with Mona Hyde after the Manning Cup final. What is the state of readiness in terms of security? Has there been a beefing up of security for this year's staging?
Well, I'm thankfully for the last few years the ethos around champs and the behavior of our students and supporters has been really good. I think the Peace for Champs initiative did a really good job of getting people to appreciate what it is like to be a champs fan and what it is to support your school. And so we are very pleased that we have set a trend in terms of behavior at champs. Nonetheless, we have put in all the measures that are necessary to ensure that there is some measure of control for security of patrons and athletes, everyone involved at champs. So we are not concerned that there's likely to be anything untoward, but we still encourage all our patrons to be mindful that this is a school event. This is something that is of national and international significance, and therefore we want them to display the type of behavior that we are known for as Jamaicans, that is hospitality wise.
Yeah, and based on information that has been gathered by our sports department is that over the weekend there was almost like a fracas between two schools. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to name them, but I can name them here, St. Catherine High and Gainstead. Has ISSA stepped in with that? Because I understand that there were some altercations at some point.
All right, so just to make it clear, it was an incident that took place during a training session or after a training session. So it was not an incident that took place during competition. Nonetheless, we became aware of the incident when we reached out to both principals. They informed us that they had actually spoken with each other and they were making steps to investigate. We are very pleased that both principals saw it fit to meet. They had a meeting that we facilitated earlier today, and the decision was taken that all the students involved in that incident will not participate at champs this year.
Yeah, and finally, the use of overseas officials, does that have anything to do with last year? Because we had a couple of bunglings, as we saw, where officials were interfering a couple of times in the events. Was that a strategic move from ISSA as well?
It was a strategic move. I would be disingenuous to say that it didn't have anything to do with last year. But the truth is that this is something that we've been considering for a long time. We can understand the quality of meat that Champs is, and the fact is we have really good officials in Jamaica that have done a really good job for decades. But we think that in trying to expand on the quality, that we can always bring in a different eye to look at what we are doing and make suggestions as we move on. And that is why we took the decision that this year it would be an opportune time for us to get that independent eye to look at our operations and look at what we can do better, because we don't think we are perfect, and we think that if we go on for another 100 years, we'll still have something that we can do better.
So it's all systems go from here. How is it for ticket prices finally?
Ticket prices remain the same. Ticket prices remain the same. Sales have been going very well. We are selling most of our tickets online. All the grandstand tickets are available at tickets.issasports.com, and I think we may have a few more tickets available for the grandstand. Even Saturday tickets may become available over the next 2 or 3 days. So if you have not yet gotten your ticket, please go online and ensure that you get your ticket. Bleachers tickets are online as well, but we'll also have bleachers ticket available at the ticket office starting tomorrow. So there should be no reason why you can't get a ticket to attend Champs this year.
And tomorrow is free.
And tomorrow is not free. Tomorrow is not free. Tomorrow I think it's $500 for tomorrow. Grandstand only.
All right. Thank you, Sir Wellington. There you have it from the President of the Intersecondary School Sports Association, Mr. Keith Wellington. I'm at the finish line now, but tomorrow at 9 a.m., the start line is what matters. From the National Stadium, I am Jerome Foster. Jordan, it's back to you.
Thank you.